Hi everybody, this is Joshua Kirk back with you guys once again on YouTube. And now it's time for episode 60 of Album of the Day. My next review that has been long awaited for a while because I've been doing DVD collection videos, and plus I've been out last week because I went to summer camp. So like the shirt I'm wearing is an MDA Muscle Walk t-shirt. It's for an event that helps raise money for the MDA. I tie-dyed this shirt at camp, so I've been at summer camp for a week, and plus I've been doing DVD collection videos and movie reviews and stuff like that. But I got so inspired that I figured I'd get back to doing album reviews. So here's my first album review of a 2015 album for this year. So today's artist is an Alabama-based southern rock and soul group called the Alabama Shakes that were formed in 2009, consisting of lead vocalist, songwriter, and guitarist Brittany Howard, guitarist Heath Fogg, bassist Zach Cockrell, and drummer Steve Johnson, along with touring musician and keyboardist Ben Tanner. So I'm here to review the band's sophomore record, released on April 21st, 2015. The album is called Sound in Color. As you can see, I have the CD here. I got this at Target a couple months back, and this is a really good album, and really one of the best of the year so far, so I figured reviewing this would be a breeze. I do like it better than their debut, to be honest. Although I did like quite a few songs from their debut, it wasn't really the most exciting listen. But this album, on the other hand, definitely caught my attention. Here's the front, spine, and the back. And this is on ATO Records, an independent label based off of New York. The songs on here are Sound in Color, Don't Want to Fight, Dunes, Future People, Gimme All Your Love, This Feeling, Guess Who, The Greatest, Shoegaze, Miss You, Gemini, and Over My Head. And here's the inside of it. Really cool artwork on this. And this is a Target exclusive edition because it came with this bonus disc, which is Live from the Artist's Den, and it has Gimme All Your Love, The Greatest, and Joe on it. And here's the booklet. It's got the lyrics, which, I absolutely love to see that. And I apologize for the brightness in here. Here's pictures of the band as well. And then there's the CD itself. Alright, so that's the packaging for Sound in Color, the sophomore album by Alabama Shakes, a band that has really made some big waves in both the mainstream and the underground. I mean, they won a Grammy for their debut, so there you go. So this album opens with the title track, which makes sense because there's a lot of albums out there that usually start out with the title track or something. And it starts out with this really beautiful vibraphone line on it. And then coming in, there's the drums along with this, Heath Fogg playing this really light guitar line, along with a really nice string arrangement on it that really does show the band getting more ambitious by using it in such a beautiful way on here. And then there's Brittany Howard's vocals, which Brittany Howard has such an amazing voice. And on this song, she really does sound great with the vocal harmonies on here. And, so this is really a great way to open the record because it really hooks you in with really nice instrumentation. And it really does make you curious about the rest of the record. I think the first song is great, but it's not really a song. It's really more an intro to the album, as the Needle Drop said. And I know the Needle Drop really enjoyed this new album, so Anthony Fantano, or if you're watching this is for you. The actual songs don't really get in until the song Don't Wanna Fight kicks in, which has this catchy little guitar line, along with a really good falsetto on it from Brittany Howard that goes, I don't wanna fight no more, I don't wanna fight no more. Just that falsetto that Brittany does on that song, awesome. This is the one song you just want to turn up in the car and sing it loud because it's so catchy. And, it definitely was the perfect choice for a single because, if you're going to put out something as a single, you better make sure it's got a good hook to it. And Alabama Shakes do just that with this track. But the band did kind of dumb me down a little bit with the next track on here, Dunes, which has a really old-fashioned sounding vocal recording on it. The vocals on the song don't bug me. It's the really plain and mundane string arrangement and the meandering guitar solos that really did lose me on this track to the point where the last time I put on this record, I skipped that song because it, didn't really appeal to me. But the next song, Future People, totally makes up for that with some really nice guitar riffs on there, some really good, organ on here. The lyrics on the song are really good as well. A very, relatable message. And then there's Brittany Howard's spooky vocal harmonies in the background, which I think really do add a really nice, background to the track. So this. Oh, and I also forgot to mention another memorable part of this track is Zach Cockrell's brutally fuzzy bass on this track. Not in your face, but more the buzzing bass on this track sounds pretty cool. So this song I think would probably be worthy as a single as well. Then there's Gimme All Your Love, which has this vocal delivery on it that's just so powerful and so intriguing. It's definitely a very likable song on here. Full song. And there's some really killer organ chords on the track, along with this really with this awesome garage rock improv jam at the end, with this featuring this distorted guitar solo, so it's almost kind of Black Keys-ish, old school Black Keys-ish at the end of the song. The song This Feeling goes for more kind of a laid-back acoustic feel, but yet it isn't boring. It feels right in the album because after all these rockers, you kind of need a breath of fresh air. And I really do. The band does that beautifully with the song This Feeling, with these really loose acoustic guitars, some very light jug band percussion, along with a really nice string arrangement that really colors the track in such a good way. And it's sort of a song kind of reflecting on hard times, you're feeling like life is hard, but at the same time you're also feeling life feels good at the same time too. So this is definitely one of the more reflective songs on here. So, like, this album not only has some great musical background and really good vocal performances, but also like some very well done and honest and very easy to relate to songwriting on here. And plus, if it weren't for that string arrangement on this feeling, the song would definitely lack something. So, thank you, Alabama Shakes, for branching out and using the strings on this album to add some more beauty and push the boundaries on the music a little bit that you guys do. Then there's the first track on the second half, Guess Who, which has kind of a jazzy feel to it, with this really nice and bob your head bass line to it that isn't like crazy, but more just like kind of a light, catchy, addictive bass line that you just want to bob your head to. And then, of course, the string sections have a really old-fashioned recording quality to them. And then Brittany Howard adds a snazzy lounge vibraphone at the end, which I think really does fit the main riff so well during that outro. The song The Greatest is one of my favorite moments on the album. It's just a fun song. It definitely has a lo-fi sound to it. Like, the instruments on this song just sound so beautifully sloppy on here. With some driving drums from Steve Johnson, and then the beautifully loud guitar riffs on there, a playful organ line, and then Brittany Howard constantly doing like some ad-lib vocals, and then like some ad-lib like screaming at the end, which I think just sounds really nice on here, making for a song that is just flat out enjoyable on here. The song Shoegaze is a song that kind of is about how it's the song. In this song, the narrator obviously wonders why, he or she, or in this case, she, because it's Brittany doing the lyrics and singing. So it's basically Brittany Howard sort of wondering why she can't have everything she wants, and then talking about how it's no fun to be alone, like during the night. So so this song really does show the more reflective and somewhat more depressing side paired with this. So it's like one song in here where the melody's all happy and joyous, but like the lyrics on it are rather dark and sentimental on here. The track Miss You has kind of a more bluesy soul kind of feel to it. It's really like a really old-fashioned song. I really like the ringing guitar line that's going on during the verses, along with Brittany Howard just yells into the microphone so nicely on this track. And this is kind of a song about it's like a sad, breakup song that, talks about, obviously a relationship ending. It's because, the narrator had difficulty for this person because she at first loved this person and thought he was good, but then started to realize the flaws with him, and that getting along was just a hell ride for them. So it's kind of like a sad breakup song, but yet it's relatable. It doesn't feel sappy or anything like that. And then in the bridge, there's this weird little psychedelic vocal thing going on that sounds like it's in an underground cave or something, along with the use of a vibraphone on here, which I think complements the piano really well on here. So the vibraphone and the string arrangements really are a part of this album that really does show the band getting ambitious and trying new things and using it in the most, well done way possible. Next, there's the 6-minute epic Gemini, which this is definitely something new for the band because it's got kind of this psychedelic feel with the echo effect on Britney's voice, along with this twinkling vibraphone, this droning electric piano, along with this organ adding this little texture to the song, along with a really cool drony guitar solo at the end. I think this is a pretty good song, and I think it's very brave of the band to do something like this, but it did feel a little trying. It did feel a little forced, the vocal effect seemed a little forced, and so did the westerny guitar riff on this song, although I did like that riff, and that drony intro, and that drony, noisy guitar solo at the end is what leaves me coming back to this track, because it's just so awesome and captivating for sure. That drony guitar at the end, and the closing track on here is "Over My Head," which it's a very simple instrumentation, mostly a Rhodes piano, some drums, vocal harmonies, along with these hand claps that really do help the song wake up after it does feel a little, tired at times. I thought this was a good way to close the album, but it did seem a little tired and a little exhausting, and it maybe came into the record maybe a little too late. You may kind of get that feeling sometimes with this song. But for the most part, this album really is not just the singles, but most of the record, with the exception of Dunes, really did, catch my attention and seem so likable for me, making this one of my top 10 albums of the year so far. A few other contenders for that list may be I Love You, Honey Bear, the new album Father John Misty dropped, along with that long-awaited Slater-Kinney LP, No Cities to Love. So those are a few albums this year that have really, been so incredible and just, made me want to listen to them again. So I'm going to give Sound and Color a 9 out of 10. The band's really done nothing more than just improved a lot on this album. So I highly recommend you check out this album. If you're new to Alabama Shakes, well then, I guess you could maybe start with their debut. But if you really want something awesome by the band, check out this new record right here. So that's my review on Sound and Color, my first 2015 album review. And I'll see you for episode 61.